This video is sponsored by Orangutan Wheels. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about Meepo's newest release, which is the fourth generation of their base lineup, the Meepo Classic. You've probably already heard of Meepo. If you have not, they are the leading electric skateboard brand out of China. They are also the brand that really ignited the budget board market back in August of 2017. For the past 3 generations, Meepo stuck with the old standard look and didn't really make any significant changes. Finally, Meepo decided to switch things up and give us something much different. I was really excited to review this board and share with you guys, so here we go. Okay, so let's start with packaging. You may have heard in the past how Meepo basically cloned the box design from the Inertian Raptor. Not cool, right? Well, as you can see, they have a really pretty box now. Check this out. Even the inside of the box is pretty neat. The board also comes with T-tool, an Allen key, a wristband, some stickers, some name cards, and as per tradition, some extra foam padding for the deck swap. Honestly though, you don't really need to use this because the deck is already awesome. So here is the deck. It's a 9-ply maple deck and I absolutely love it. Seriously guys, it's easily the best quality deck on any budget board. You can see here the gorgeous double drop deck with nice concave. Standing and controlling the board is so comfortable with the low ride height and the concave on the deck. You can expect some flex, but not very much. It's already so close to the ground. This grip tape is nice too. It's not too harsh on skin or fabric. You will love this deck. I do. So Meepo decided to keep the classic plastic enclosure. It's supposed to be lighter, but I would prefer them swapping over to a steel enclosure because plastics do crack over time. When it's getting hit on the ground repeatedly, it's just going to accelerate that process. You gotta think, this is a double drop deck with only roughly 1 centimeter ground clearance after all. When it comes to the ESC, Meepo decided to permanently switch from the Li Ying ESC on the first production run to the Hobby Wing ESC. Hobby Wing is the world's favorite affordable ESC right now. I will get to explaining its performance in just a minute. Changing to Hobby Wing ESC also means a new remote. Meepo Classic now uses the standard remote that every other Hobby Wing board uses. No complaints here. It looks nice and feels nice. It has a good springing dial with a reasonable amount of travel. I like that the reverse button is here on the side so there is no accidental press. It doesn't have many bells and whistles, but that's fine because more importantly, it has no connection issue either. The wheels here are the industry norm right now, 90mm hub and wheels. The front wheel is 78A and is as good as any stock wheel can get. The PU sleeves are swappable and will only set you back $19 US each to replace. Now let's take a look at the trucks. Meepo used the shredder trucks for this board. It's basically a clone of Bear Kodiak trucks, but of course it's not a forged truck like Bear's is. Shredders are my favorite budget trucks right now. You will find that it allows the use of tall barrel bushing. Shredder trucks give a better return to the center and are more springy than any non-branded trucks. Seriously, I would consider swapping all of my budget board electric skateboards to shredder trucks. That is the extent of how much I like them. You guys won't be disappointed. So you probably want to know about the riding experience with this board, so here is what you need to know. Since Meepo decided to make the last minute change for the Classic to the Hobby Wing ESC, I've reviewed both versions and I gotta say, this was a smart move by Meepo. It's a very welcomed change. The Hobby Wing ESC is famous for its butter smooth speed changes, precise control with no latency, and consistent behavior in the whole speed range. Some say this control is even better than the boosted, which is the highest praise that can be offered. This translates to a very comfortable ride. The board behaves precisely as you will let it, much in distinction to the initial Ling Yi ESC version, which has acceleration come in a delayed wave and are more aggressive in both acceleration and deceleration. The idea of the new Hobby Wing ESC being precise and lagless also means that it doesn't introduce any delay to gradually ramping up the speed when you trigger the throttle. That means the board has a very zappy nature. A beginner without good throttle control might feel threatened by how the board zaps away if they push the throttle too hard. But don't worry, the majority of beginner riders learn and love this control in just a few rides. When it comes to stability and maneuverability, the Meepo Classic is solid. It's no surprise that double drop deck makes the most stable ride. After all, being inches from the ground really makes keeping balance much easier. Maybe it's the use of tall barrel bushings, or perhaps it's all about the trucks. Either way, the Meepo Classic is fun to carve, easy to turn, and it does that well without compromising too much on stability. You'll enjoy it. I wanted to mention vibration really quick. While this deck doesn't have the most flex in the world, it does have enough of it. And that, combined with the thickness of having 9 plies of maple deck, makes it thick enough to absorb some of those vibrations. I would give Meepo Classic an A- in vibration handling. It's as good as it gets on hubs. Out of all the budget boards I've tested, it's by far the most comfortable ride on a poor road. If you want an even smoother ride, you will want your wheels to have the best urethane. Orangutan with its Happy Thane formula is by consensus the best wheel in town, making rough pavement less rough to ride on. While you can't do much with the stiff hub motors, you can easily swap the front wheels to the 85mm Orangutan Kawama. The 5mm height difference is not noticeable, but the ride improvement certainly is. Check out Orangutan wheels in the link below. To summarize on the riding experience, even if you're not super into double drop deck, you will still be impressed by the ride that you can get on the Meepo Classic. It's really good. On the performance, Meepo Classic doesn't disappoint either. You will be happy with this battery pack. When I took this out on my range test, it got me 9 miles, with an average speed of 15 miles per hour. Voltage sag is not a huge issue, with the top speed maintaining at near 25 miles per hour, up to the very last half mile. By the way, this board pushes until the very end. When the battery starts to beep, it means it's not long before it must stop. Don't push the range if you are not preparing to kick pushes. Voltage sag only appears minutes before the board stops, which is really awesome. You can expect Meepo Classic's dual 250-watt hub motors work about the same as the other Chinese budget boards. It can handle most inclines, and our standard stop and go test on a 15% graded incline, and it poses no challenge to it. When it comes to customer service, Meepo has some of the best among the budget brands. You can be sure to always get a response and a solution to your problem. The really valuable point I wanted to make about Meepo is their community. Every potential issue will be exposed and a solution found by the community members. When you buy a Meepo, you will never be alone. So getting down to the verdict, as you can see, it has become difficult to find anything to nitpick on since Meepo moved away from the Lingyi ESC. I think Meepo Classic is the best affordable e-skate on the market for now, and for most people. You get the complete package for only the standard $430 entry-level budget price. For right now, this is the best option for most people, and you should definitely make it your first consideration when deciding on a board to purchase. Thanks for joining in today, guys. If you need any more details or would like to read up on all the stats as well as all of my other board reviews, you can check out all that good stuff on my website, electricskateboardhq.com. Till next time.